God damn. That is some loud music. I'm just going to turn the music off, I think, since I can't. I can't set it any lower than that. So this will be my second attempt. Let's go with The Bandit. Second attempt at a Let's Play. Not Risk of Rain. I don't even have numbers for how many times I've played this. Let's turn that down a little. Huh? So The Bandit. Huh? Huh?
Go to the store.
Okay.
You want them?
I don't need anything from the store. I went yesterday. This is really different without music, but the music is so loud that, you know, it's ridiculous. I had it at 10% last time, and I could still just barely hear myself when I was editing over the music. It doesn't, I can't take it down all like to 1%. Lowest I can get is at 10%, and this is what it was. It's good music. It's thematic, I suppose. Makes the stages more interesting. But it is so goddamn loud. I used to listen to the Rooster Teeth podcast. And always open when I was playing Risk of Rain. I had to shut the music off then too because I couldn't hear the podcast I was listening to. Which is just ridiculous. There we go. There's the teleporter. There's the Colossus. So the Bandit's another ranged character, like Commando, when I played last time. I may want to turn the sound effects off too, I don't know. He's got the basic gun. I don't have enough detail to tell you what kind of gun. But since he's firing really fast, I assume it's not like an old-timey lever action, which would be cool. He's got dynamite. It does group damage. He throws it in an arc. Explodes as soon as it hits a bad guy. Smoke bomb. Turns invisible. And then his last ability, I think, is called Lights Out. Does a lot of damage. Does more damage if you're invisible. If you kill a bad guy with it, all of your countdown time is reset, which is very useful. I don't remember if it resets usable items, as well as all your natural abilities, but since they don't come up a whole lot, I'm not too worried about that. Oh no. No, back off. Go away. Stop following me, Colossus. Alright, so I got his health way down. I'm gonna run around for a few seconds. There we go. Alright. So all of my counters just reset when I did that. And that is how that works. If you're lucky. If you're not lucky, whoever you just shot survived, and now you don't have any cool abilities. So you run. Like I'm doing right now. A lot of the combat in Risk of Rain is run away from the bad guys until your counters reset. That's just how it goes. Alright, so this item that I picked up earlier, I think it's like Hero's Banner or something like that. When you level up, it creates this area where you attack faster, you heal faster. I think your countdowns reset faster. But, you move faster too. But it carries the obvious disadvantage that you can't go anywhere. Which is not the ideal ability for this game. Which is, that pretty much describes all of the items that you can get. None of them are perfect, but a lot of them are good. And they're definitely better than having no items, because items are how you level up. I mean, you do get normal experience, level up, deal. But that, as far as I know, just increases your health. If you want to increase your attack, or get cool new powers, you gotta find items. Boxes. That sort of thing. Okay. So it looks like... Yeah, it looks like that does reset my counters faster. That's nice. Okay. So I have picked up an attack drone. As you can see, that little floaty guy. He's gonna help me out. With blasting stuff. This is really bizarre without the music. I'm so used to the music being there. It's just, in my head, I expect the music to start playing any second now. God, the red whip. Nice. Yeah. All the items you've unlocked come with descriptions, too. And, I guess it's an index. You can get them for bad guys, too. You have to kill them a certain number of times, and then the index page will appear. I think I have it for, I would say, most of the common enemies, and maybe 3 or 4 of the bosses that I don't have. Probably about half of the bosses. I don't remember exactly how many variations of boss monster there are. Wait, there was the Colossus we just saw. The Magma Worm. Oh, that's a good item. The Ancient Wisp. There is... He doesn't appear as a level boss, but there's a guy called the Collector, who has similar abilities to the player character. I don't want that. I want the missiles. Missiles are more fun. He collects artifacts like you do, but he's some kind of big blob freak monster. I don't know what his deal is, but I think he only spawns in a bonus level, accessible from the Tundra level, which if I get to that variation of the Tundra level, it will definitely show you guys. All one of you. And if I don't, I'll just have to do it a different time. Another drone. Do I want another drone, or do I want those boxes? I want a drone. Alright, so 2 of the items I picked up on this level work very well together. That golden gun down in the corner increases my damage based on the amount of money I have, and that piggy bank next to it increases the amount of money I have over time. And they do stack to a certain degree. If I got another one of those piggy banks, my money would increase even faster. I don't know if the golden gun stacks, though. You don't really have... And I could probably experiment. I could probably get multiple golden guns and see if my numbers go up, but a lot of the time, you do not have the ability to focus on that. You have to focus on running away from all the enemies coming to murder your face off. Like that guy. The golem. Regular, non-snow golem. Yeah. So if you look at the prices for these items, prices do go up very quickly. So you have to be careful about what you get. And you lose all your gold. Ah, crap, it's a negative. You lose all your gold at the end of each level. It gets turned into experience, which is nice. But you also have no gold when you set the next level, which is not so nice. Yeah, I'm gonna run until he stops doing that. Well, actually, I'm just gonna run until enemies stop spawning. Then I'll fight him. Okay, yeah. So, this way. Yeah, you don't want to try to fight a boss, while you're also fighting a bunch of other enemies, because the bosses do a lot more damage. But the other guys, well, there are a lot of them. And they don't do nearly as much damage, but when you factor in numbers, they can still kill you pretty quick. Okay, now I think I can fight the Magma. Nope, still spawning bad guys. Let's run. Alright, this is a dead end. Do I want them? I don't want any of these in particular. I already have one of them. 2 of them. And I don't really need the 3rd one. Okay, so now enemies will have stopped spawning. However many enemies there are is the number that are going to stay, because the magma worm does not spawn more enemies like the Colossus. Which is good. So now I can pick where I want to fight him. I want to fight him up here. The only other enemies I'm going to have to deal with are these jellyfish. And for a limited time only. Because I'm going to kill them. With rockets. Alright, here we go. So, one of the benefits of having this is I heal faster, but I also move faster. So as long as I stay in here, I can shoot him and then run. Faster than he can move, because magma worms are not very maneuverable, I guess. You'd think they would be. Given that they're... Ooh, that's cool. Timekeeper's Secret. Given that they're made of, you know, something that is not solid. It's semi-solid, but not solid. You'd think they'd just be able to do what they want. Bend and twist in all kinds of interesting ways. But I guess not. I guess that would be a little silly. Maybe it was too difficult to animate. Or maybe it's not actually a magma worm. Maybe it just looks like a magma worm. It's actually made out of fruit punch or something. Who knows? The game does not explain these things. And I don't think we're ever going to get an explanation. Not even in Risk of Rain 2, which I learned yesterday to come out. Eventually, it's being developed right now. Yep. So far, Risk of Rain 3D is what it looks like. Which, I mean, if it's the same game, but in 3D, I guess I'd be okay with that. This game's fun. As long as the 3D elements are done well, it could be interesting. As long as it's not like a Nintendo 64 3D game, where you have no control over the camera. I'll buy these. I don't remember what these do. And you can get attacked from behind by enemies you didn't even know were there. I'm still a little bitter over that stupid Earthworm Jim 3D game. It's a nightmare. I never even got past the first stage because the boss battle, I think it was was just insane. You had to ride around if I'm remembering this correctly. It's been about 10 years since I played it. No, it's been about 15 years since I played it. If I remember correctly, the boss battle at the end of the first stage of Earthworm Jim 3D, you had to surf around on a pig, trying to fight Cycro on his hovercraft in a giant mud pit. And the camera angles involved, not to mention how bad the controls were in general today, made it impossible. And after a while, I just stopped because it was not fun. That's generally how I play games these days. If it's not fun, I'm not gonna bother, because I have better things I can be doing with my time. There's no point to torturing myself for something that might get better at some point. Especially with the number of games there are available these days. There's no point sticking with a bad game when you could just go to Steam and find a new game. In fact, if you bought that game from Steam, you could return it and buy a better one. Like Risk of Rain. Insert shameless plug sound effect. I don't have a soundboard. I mean, YouTube provides you with some sound cues, but I haven't played with those at all. And I doubt there's one labeled shameless plug. Although that would be interesting. I think it would sound like something from The Price is Right. Maybe let's make a deal. Alright, let's see. Maybe the teleport is over here. Aha! Right again. Alright, so 90 seconds. Who's going to be our boss? Oh, good. You. Oh, double boss. I have a Colossus down there, too. Yeah, this is one of the more disappointing bosses. Not, like, design-wise, but just, it's a giant jellyfish. I guess it's sort of an easy mode boss, is why I'm disappointed, because his only attack is to shoot those 4 balls at you, but you know exactly where they're going to be. I mean, I say that, this guy has killed me pretty often on the final stage, because on the final stage, they just spawn constantly if you don't have the artifact of kin active. And sometimes you do, because if you get that as your kin, they're just going to spawn constantly, but even more so. So on the last level, you have to keep moving, or these guys will get you and overwhelm you, because they'll spawn in all kinds. 10, 20 at a time. I'm exaggerating, there's like 4 or 5 at a time. But elite variants as well, which are, well, elite. I don't think they have the standard elite variants though, I think they just have more health, because having one of these, the trailed fire behind it would just look silly. Or maybe it wouldn't, I don't know. Maybe I'd be terrified. I'm gonna run. So you don't really get a chance to, like, explore the last level, because there is no teleport. Well, there is sort of a teleport on the last level, but it triggers the final boss. So you don't get a chance to just go around exploring, checking out things, unlocking boxes. I mean, you do get to do that stuff, but the whole time you're being chased by a bunch of those wandering protectors. The jellyfish guardians. That's that item I didn't want to buy earlier. So you don't really get a chance to take stock of the situation. You just have to run constantly. So even if you kill all of the ones that appear, more will appear. And you'll have to deal with them too. So, you run. You run like heck. Or hell, whichever. Let's see, okay. Sometimes there's a box over there with a bonus boss. That, oh god, the level difficulty went up again. That you have to defeat in order to make him a playable character. I think his name is Acrid. I only played him a couple of times. Anyway, doubles of that item. I wonder what that does. Hagrid's a pretty good character. He's like a mutant lizard man. He has toxic abilities. You can leave a poison trail behind you. You can poison your enemies with acid. You can do all kinds of fun stuff. Chemical warfare. That's what he's about. I believe he was also on the ship, for whatever reason. I don't even know why the ship was here. I don't know why anyone would come to this place. This place is crazy. Maybe it has rich natural resources or something. I'm out of drones. I'll just kill these guys. Hopefully. Aha! Okay. Tricked you. Yeah, the drones are pretty useful. As a ranged character, even. Because when you're standing there shooting bad guys, they shoot you. Because they're, I guess, programmed to like you. Maybe now. Maybe they're just programmed to do what you say. I wonder where the drones came from, actually, now that I think about it. Were they here already, or did they fall off the ship? Many questions. Very few answers. Let's keep praying. Like Calvin Klein. Oh, that was a terrible joke. Alright, let's go fight the Colossus. Let's go again! Let's go again! Alright, I gotta deal with these guys first. They call them hot men or something. Not because they really like weed, but because they grow out of pots or something. I don't know, the index file explains it, but I didn't care that much. Most of the explanations of the index file are, oh, this is that kind of monster. What's it doing here? Why does it try to kill you on sight? Who knows? Could be the final boss. Telling them what to do. It's a mystery. I wonder why that Colossus had a chunk of meat with it. Ooh, a bean. Egg. Whatever. That's a pretty useful item. Neat. When you're out of combat, actually I can just show you. This egg shell appears around you and you heal very rapidly. I'm not injured right now, so it's not doing anything, but it's a very useful ability. Many of the items are very useful, quote unquote, but it really depends on whether or not you get anything else that's useful with them. Like one of the best items is it's called the Blood Vial. Every time you kill an enemy, your health goes up by 1. I should have. If I was not using random items the way the game was meant to be played, I guess, I would have taken that a while ago. Oh no, I've killed myself. Or not. Slow motion death. The worst kind of death. Yeah. That isn't permanent for you, or even really death, but if your enemies fall down there, they do die, and you don't get any money or experience. I tried to say money and gold at the same time. I do that pretty frequently, unfortunately. It's a bad habit. My mouth gets ahead of my brain and tries to say words that don't make sense. And sometimes that aren't even words. Okay, transporter. Let's get out of here. Ah, crap. Alright, fine. Oh, joy, the magma barracks. I was hoping for the tundra. Alright, so there are several variations of the magma barracks. One of them has lava, and one of them does not. I'm so glad I don't have Artifact of Kin on right now. So let's see which one we're dealing with. Okay, no lava. Which means enemies will spawn down there, and I'm going to have to go kill them. I mean, sometimes enemies spawn down there when there is lava. They're just kind of self-disposing. So let's figure out where the heck the transporter is. Wow, that didn't take very long. Alright, let's do it! Yeehaw! So what's my boss fight? I hope it's not who I'm... Okay. I was about to say I hope it's not who I'm expecting. That's what I'm expecting. Alright, so that guy, until you kill him, will continue to shoot stuff at you no matter where you are in the level. Like a big annoying lizard. Because that's what he is. Yeah, I'm talking about you. So I'm gonna run. Until these bad guys stop spawning. Because even though I don't want to deal with them, I don't want to deal with him more. That's an extremely annoying ability. But as long as I keep moving, I should be able to avoid the worst of it. With these guys, though, I have to keep moving. And I can't stay in like one area or they will just murder me. I'm talking about these Bloodhawk things specifically. I'm sure I have their final too. I don't remember. Oh look, they've almost killed me. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. They will gang up on you and just beat the crap out of you. So this is probably going to be the end of our friend the Bandit. He does not have the ability to deal with massive numbers of enemies doing this. He has the ability to run away, but that's not particularly helpful when they can just follow me anywhere. Let's see if I can... Nope, I'm dead. Well, and I've broken every bone in my body. That was terrible. Evolved Lemurian. Okay. Actually, let's go back to the main menu. Monster log. Okay. Yeah, so I have monster logs for, I think, all of the normal monsters. Yeah. I don't know who's writing those. But I am missing a few of the bosses. I have the Wandering Vagrant, the Magma Worm, the Ancient Wisp, the Imp Overlord, and then blank pages. So I do not have the Colossus entry. I don't remember exactly how to get that, but I think I just have to kill them until it spawns. So, back to single player. Alright, so this time let's play as the Huntress, who has a very interesting ability. She can attack while moving, unlike other characters. And yeah, so let's do it. Okay, the Desolate Forest. Yes, thank you, control instructions. So yeah, I can do this while I'm moving. I believe her other abilities are usable while moving. No, all of them are. Awesome. Yeah. So the Huntress is a very, very easy character to play. As long as you know what you're doing. Which I kind of do. I think the Huntress is another character that I finished the game on my first attempt with her. I think it was her and the Robot Chef. And Acrid, maybe. But I don't remember if I had the artifact of whatever command, I think it is, that lets you choose which items you get out of chests. I don't think I did. I think it was just blind luck. Her ability to shoot while moving is very useful against the final boss, who moves a lot. Which is part of the reason I have never beat him with the Enforcer, because the Enforcer's shield, I'll probably do ruins him next, just so I can stop talking about him, but the Enforcer's shield blocks damage coming from the front of him, wherever you park him. You want your back to a wall, so you can block the most damage, obviously. Like that wall over here would be good. Park in one of these corners. What I usually do is, I park myself like here or something, and then let all the enemies spawn in front of me and just shoot them. But it does not stop damage coming from above, below, or behind you. And the main boss's shtick is that he will teleport constantly, including above you, just drop down and murder you. Which makes the Enforcer of limited effectiveness against him. I'm sure there's a way to beat the final boss with the Enforcer. Maybe just not use his shield ability and run around instead. Use well, I guess you could use drones and a bunch of movement enhancing items. I know there's several items that also enhance your attack speed. Those would probably be useful. Ooh, that's actually very useful for this character. But again, luck of the draw is part of the way this game works. If you don't have that artifact on. I usually play with the artifact on because I'm just playing for fun. But you have to find the artifacts is the problem. So if someone was just curious what gameplay looked like and wanted to check it out, this is more what it would look like. Only probably with more dying. And a lot of the items do not start unlocked. I don't remember which ones do, but you have to unlock other ones by doing various things. Like, one of them unlocks. I think it was you have to kill a certain number of these guys in one life, or just total, maybe, I don't remember. But most of the unlocks are for killing monsters or dying in various ways. And then there are some items that even the Artifact of Command will not give you that spawn randomly from bosses. Like the Ancient Wisp has I think it's called Legendary Spark. Where the Legendary Wisp has an ability where it creates these purple gouts of flame in front of it, and with the Legendary Spark, so can you. But only sometimes. It's not on all attacks. It's very useful. And the Imp Overlord has an Imp Tendril you can take that confers upon you the knowledge that imps judge each other based on the size of their tendrils. You don't know why you know that, you just do, is what it says. It's a little freaky. Okay, so let's take this guy down. Shouldn't be too hard. He's not. The Colossus is a fairly easy boss. I would say he's even easier to deal with than the Wandering Vagrant because he only has 2 attacks, that Stomp and Summon Golems. Oh, I got the Blood Vial. Awesome. Not what I wanted, but awesome. The Blood Vial is not particularly useful for this character because ideally I should not be getting hit. I'm just gonna run and gun this thing. That's how this character works. You don't want to stop moving while you're fighting. Unless it's to use the teleporter. But still a nice item. More health is always welcome. There aren't many items in this game that affect your health. It's another one that pairs well with the health vial thing. It's called the Blood Seed or something like that. When you damage enemies, it heals you, which is more useful for melee-based characters like the Mercenary or the Chef. Again, no idea how that works on the Chef because he doesn't have blood, but it does somehow. It might be magic. I was talking about the Imp Tendril, that's right. Yeah. So the Imp Overlord, you get one of his tendrils. And an Imp spawns who will follow you and help you out. Because having a big tendril makes you the boss, I guess. And other Imps will kind of leave you, if I remember correctly. That's the random drop nature of that item means I've only used it a couple of times. Crap, dead end. This is what I'm talking about with variations. Sometimes this is just open. But the first time I got the Imp Tendril, I was very confused. Because I didn't know what it did. That's part of how this game works. You find an item and you have to figure out what it does. So I thought that what it did was constantly spawn Imp enemies to attack me. But it didn't do that. Yeah, poison mushroom people. I think... I don't know, but I believe all the bosses, except the last one, have rare drop items as well that you cannot get with the Artifact of Command, because item drops are no longer random. Oh, there's the teleporter. That's what I needed. So who's my boss this time? Oh, here we go. Okay. Yeah. One thing that makes fighting the Magma Worm easier is it counts as several enemies. Because it's segmented, I suppose. That's the only justification I can think of. So, if you do an attack that inflicts damage on multiple enemies, the Magma Worm will take all of it. Or most of it. Sometimes not all of it. That does give you a kind of advantage fighting it with characters like the Huntress, who has a lot of, or who has a attack that hits multiple enemies for second ability, which is called Glaive. Not like a real glaive, like the glaive from Throw. The cool spinny throwy thing. See, it just did it 3 times. It's also very useful against crowds. Her other crowd control ability, the bombs, is not as useful. Oh, I'm almost dead. I better run out of here. But that's because, well, I mean, it requires the worm to stand still, and you can't make him stand still. He's a magma worm. He does what he wants. Okay, better run. Yeah, you can see there. The enemy count goes up when the magma worm is on screen. He counts as... Oh, he counts as 20 enemies. I died. Close. No, I wasn't. Don't mock me, game. Alright, back to menu. What time is it? I think I have time to do one more single player game. Let's see how it goes. So I'll give it a shot and play the Enforcer. Let's see how that goes. So let me reread his abilities very quickly. Okay. So I do remember how this works. So you got your basic walking around. He has a shotgun, shield slam, grenade, and then I'll show you his other ability once I've activated the teleporter. But his shotgun is a unique weapon in the game in that it hits all enemies in a line. Normal weapons will only hit, I guess, the first enemy in that line. Like the Huntress's bow or the commando's guns, or the bandit guns, or the sniper guns. A lot of guns. I mean, there are different kinds of guns, but, you know. Okay, so my enemy is the Colossus. Alright, I was afraid I would get the Magma Worm, and my mighty shield would be useless. Alright, so now I have used my third ability. If I've done it right, this Colossus should be unable to hurt me. If I've done it wrong, I will die a slow and painful death. Or maybe not. Maybe a quick and horrible death. Okay, it's working. Yeah, so I am completely immune to all attacks coming from the front. If I get attacked from above, behind, or below, I take damage as normal, except slightly worse because now I can't move. But as long as I'm parked here, I'm invulnerable. I can just hold down the shotgun attack key and keep doing that. This is the main strategy when you're playing the Enforcer. Oh, handcuffs. How appropriate. You just do this until the clock runs out. Collect your loot, and then leave. But that's also kind of boring, so I'm gonna go do some other stuff. Also, I want to collect some of these boxes. You definitely want boxes. Boxes are good. Okay, 5 more seconds. Yeah, you can also do it here when there's no wall behind you. As long as you are sure no enemy is going to attack you from behind, you're safe. Oh my god, I forgot about this. Yeah, so he has terrible, terrible movement speed. Terrible jumping. I would really enjoy having a movement speed based item like the goat hoof or the red whip. Just something. Because he may be the slowest character in the game. I honestly don't remember if anyone else is slower. If there is, I think it's one of the robots. I think it's the loader bot or Handy. No, I think it's the loader bot. Because the loader bot has a grappling ability. He shoots his arm out, grabs something. If it's a monster, it's pulled toward it. I've got a fungus. I've got a fungal infection. The loader bot pulls monsters towards him if they're smaller than him. If they're bigger than him, he gets pulled towards them. Or if they're an objects he pulls himself towards. Which is very useful for escape and for using one of his abilities, which is he has 2 lightning rods he can set down. Once you set both of them down, it does mysterious file. It does damage in an area. It looks like it should be just between those 2 lightning rods, but I think it's actually more. I think it's a square. With those 2 lightning rods as the corners. Which is very, very useful against aerial enemies. Which you may have noticed on my last playthrough are kind of a hassle. I hate them. I hate the aerial enemies. With a passion. Because very few of these characters have abilities that can effectively deal with it. Like, the Robot Chef has one. His 9 cleavers at once attack will obviously hit them. The Huntress's glaive can hit them. I don't remember if Acrid has any ability. There's another character, the Engineer, who can drop turrets. I haven't played as him much because he's just so different from the other characters. It's really hard for me to play. He can drop turrets, and the turrets, I think, will shoot enemies out of the air. Oh, yeah. I'm on easy. Oh no. Ow. Who else has aerial attack abilities? I'm pretty sure Handy does not have an aerial attack ability. The Miner character. Oh, good, you. The Miner might have one, but I don't remember what it is. He's a melee. build character, so I only had to play as him once, and I had finished the game. I think. Again, I was using the artifact command, almost certainly. Oh, what? Good run. So when I say that I finished the game on my first try, I was not playing the way the game was built. I was cheating, a dirty cheater. I had probably also used the artifact of kin, so I was only fighting one type of enemy, which backfires almost as frequently as it sounds. Sometimes I'll load up the penultimate level, second to last level, and I'll have nothing but flying enemies, or those annoying robot guys. I don't remember. I don't think I've made it that far. But there are robots on the penultimate level, the second to last level, who attack just like the Wandering Vagrant. They have spheres that they shoot out at you that are telegraphed, but do a lot of damage. And so if they're the only enemies on the level, you have to try to fight groups of them while avoiding all their spheres. Which is not easy or fun. Especially if you're this guy. Because the spheres will get past his mighty riot shield. No, I accidentally put up his riot shield. That's not what I wanted. What is that? Ceremonial attack. Fire, killing an enemy, fire spirit balls. Awesome. Yeah. So items do have rarity in this game. I might have explained that before. There's white, which is common. Green, which is better. Uncommon, I guess. Red, which is rare and very powerful. And orange are usable items. They have different colored auras in the list down there in the lower left-hand corner. And when you're using the artifact of command, when you open a chest, a box drops out of the color that item will be. But you get to pick from the entire list, even items you do not have unlocked, which is very nice. Why go through all the hassle of unlocking them when you could just use the artifact of command, right? I should see what the other 3 artifacts that I don't have are. They might be something useful. I know I just took damage again from jumping too high. All that riot gear makes him too heavy. It's gonna break his legs. Okay. Fireworks. Oh boy. That would have been useful a little while ago, but now that I have that curse dagger, I don't think I really need them. That's not something I expected to say today. Now that I have this curse dagger, I don't need fireworks. Ow. There we go. Alright, so Ancient Wisp should still be down here. I don't think he can leave the area. Okay. Now I get to fight him like this. Exactly. Nope. Back off. Yeah, the Ancient Wisp will summon small baby wisps to attack you from wherever. I'm not exactly sure there's a set position to summon from, but usually they will summon in the most convenient place, like right behind me. Alright, I'm not dealing with that. I'm gonna go over here. Try and get behind me now. Nope. Thought I was clear, but I wasn't. Okay. So, that is the legendary spark item I was mentioning earlier. Yeah. Smite them all. So sometimes, I'm not sure what triggers it. It will spawn the Wisp's purple fire attack. But not always. It may rely on criticals. Okay, yeah, see, it just did that. So it may be keyed to a critical hit. We'll do that, which I'm not exactly sure how critical the determined. I think it's just random. The RNG. All power to the RNG. Let's see, some bad guys up here. Here we go. Oh, damn it. There we go. Alright, so that should be this level done. And now I need to go to the teleporter, which is the other way. But I'm going to go open some boxes. If I can. If I can get to some boxes, I would like to open them. But the Enforcer is just so slow. It's terrible. Okay, yeah. That's what I thought. Do I want to? I mean, I could use the items, but on the other hand, I don't think any of you want to sit there and watch me walk across this stage to find boxes that may or may not even have anything useful in them. So I'll just head to the teleporter. Unless I find an item that speeds up the Enforcer's movement, I'm not going to bother. It's not worth it to me or you. And also, I would have to somehow make that entertaining. Fungus. Alright, underwater catacombs. So apparently I'm not going to get the Tundra level. After I promised I would show you all the special hidden level from it. Oh, you. Okay, the Imp Overlord. Yeah. So, I'm going to do it this way, this time. If I can do this right, I should be able to sit here for the whole 90 seconds. Okay, no, I'm taking damage, so I need to go. Oh, it's those missiles. Okay. Yeah, there's a red, orange enemy. Yeah, orange. Who is spawning missiles that are damaging me, so I'm gonna leave and go. I'll have to deal with him at some point. I choose not to do it right now. Good. Well, that was silly. Those missiles are about the only thing that really makes my life difficult as the Enforcer. I would say those, and probably the enemies who do electrical contact damage. Because, you know, obviously that gets through the riot team. It's not electric. But now I have the ability to electrify enemies because I just picked up a ukulele. Yep. That's just how it works in this game. Ukuleles make you shoot out electricity. Everyone knows this. Maybe it's an electric ukulele. I don't know. Does such a thing exist? Alright, so no more enemies will spawn. But I still have to deal with you. So I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna kill him while he can't hurt me, which is not very sportsmanlike. It's a roguelike. What do you want? And then I will deal with all these weird guys running around. Assuming the Imp Lord doesn't actually kill me. Which he might. Maybe he'll outsmart me this time. But the fact that he is already below half health suggests otherwise. He does not have a very complex attacking strategy. As you can see, he only has 2 or 3 moves. There we go. Alright, Guardian's Heart. I now have the heart of a Guardian, which is actually fairly appropriate, I would say, because of the character. Okay. Let's do some murder rounds. No? Okay, you guys are gonna make my life difficult. Alright, so one of you... No. That's not what I wanted. Alright, so one of them has a missile ability. Yeah, I can see him. He's the orange one. But there are... Oh, nice, the red whip. There are also healers over there, these green ones. Like this lovely young man coming to demonstrate for me. Who, obviously, heal. They heal their enemies. Well, their allies, my enemies. Any of them that are within a circle around them, basically. So multiple healers in the same area, not a good situation. Ooh, chance to snare on a hit. That's another good item. I'm getting fairly good items for this guy. But having missiles is problematic. Having missiles and healers, very problematic. Because, yeah, that can happen. This planet has killed you. It sure has. Back to menu. I think that's just about all I want to record today. So, I guess I'll do a different character next time. We'll see. If anyone even wants to watch this.